for 10. It's been long enough. I'm good. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We are here on Tuesday, June 7th at 7:30 p.m. to conduct our regularly scheduled city council meeting. I've called the meeting to order. We are going to stand for Pledge of Allegiance, and we will remain standing for words of inspiration from Pastor Jacob Briggs from Central Oaks Community Church.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll pray. My Father in heaven, all things are yours. You made them. Your hands formed the dry land. You spoke out of nothing to make the dry land appear. You fashioned the planets and the galaxies according to your great power and glory, and hung the stars in the sky and named each one. You are amazing. Your power is beyond our understanding, and your glory is unfathomable. And yet, God, we know that you, out of your kindness and love, made people in your image to reflect your glory and to spread your glory across the whole earth. Even though that we have been made in your image, we have all rejected you. We have all sought to be the king and queen of our own lives, instead of letting you reign over our hearts. Because of this, Father, we have all made a mess of our lives personally and of society as a whole. We do not love our neighbor as ourselves. We do not care for the weak and the marginalized as you do. We do not honor you on the Lord's day. We do not seek your word. We seek to make ourselves our God. And God, we know that because of this, we deserve your judgment. Because you are a jealous God, and you hold people accountable for rebellion against you. We know, God, that you've appointed a day when you were going to do this, when you send your Son back to earth, where every person will stand before him. And yet, God, I am amazed by your love. Because even though I have been a rebel and all people have been rebels against you, you love people so much that you sent your only Son to live the life that we should have lived and to die the death that we deserve to die. And then you raised him from the dead, proving that your sacrifice for sin was accepted. And now you have exalted him at your right hand, where he rules the universe by the word of his power. And you have appointed him now as the judge and the King of kings and Lord of lords. And by him, you will make all things right when you send him back to this place that is so messed up and broken, to restore all things and to call evil to account, and to call every single person to account for how we have lived our lives and what we have done with what you have entrusted to us. And so, Holy Father, as we wait for these things, I ask for your patience on people, that you would please allow them more time to repent of their sin and to trust in Christ for salvation. That you would please let us humble ourselves before you and not exalt ourselves in our pride, because we know, Lord, that those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. So God, call us to repentance as a people to faith in you and obedience to you and your gospel and the word of you that will stand forever. I ask for your wisdom for these leaders here tonight. Help them to know what is best. You give wisdom to those who ask, and you give it liberally. Help them to humble themselves and become servants. Help them to not seek their own agenda, but to seek the good of you. If they don't know you personally, God, then I ask that you would draw them to yourself and help them see their need of you. For everybody in this room that's listening, everybody that works for this city, and everybody that's watching online, help us to see that our greatest need is you and your glory and following you and your ways. And I ask these things in the name of Jesus Christ, the King of Kings. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Riggs. Roll call, please.
Mayor Milan.
Here.
Councilmember Sampson. Absent. Councilmember Shepherd. Here. Councilmember Anderson.
Here.
We did manage a quorum, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. First item on the agenda will be approval of the agenda.
Madam Mayor, could I ask that you or one of your colleagues please motion to remove items 9A and item 15, please? They're both the closed sessions.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Madam Mayor, I move that we approve the agenda with an adjustment, for lack of a better word, removing items 9A and 15.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Thank you. We have an agenda. Next item on our agenda is public comment for items that are on the agenda. If you are here this evening and you would like to speak to something that we have on our published agenda, you may come to the podium. We'll give you 3 minutes. Please state your name, and we will allow you to speak.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I asked August this earlier, but I just wanted to get it on record. For your consideration of the minutes to be approved for the May 17th meeting, I was at that meeting and I spoke during the budget public hearing, and I didn't see that on your minutes. And does it have to be? It's just a question.
It's not business, but I can easily add it. It doesn't change the minutes of the business of the meeting, so that's not a problem. It doesn't have to be amended. I can just add that. It's
Okay.
not a yes or no or anything, yeah. So I wrote that down already, so.
Right, all I would ask is that, I think we would all ask that there's consistency, right? So if
There's
anyone else
no
spoke,
one
we would
was
want that
mentioned,
recorded
so.
as well, so.
Sure.
Okay,
Make
great, thank
sure.
you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, we will move on to our next item, which will be consideration of approving the following consent agenda. First item A is minutes of the regular city council meeting held on Tuesday, May 17th, 2022, as presented and as will be adjusted per our conversation a moment ago. Appointments of Trevor Zablocki as representative and Ryan McDonald as alternate to the Southeastern Oakland County Resource Recovery Authority for terms to expire June 30th, 2023. Appointments of Trevor Zablocki as representative and Ryan McDonald as alternate to the South Oakland County Water Authority for terms to expire June 30th, 2023. And a list of bills in the amount of $1,609,565.51.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
It's approved.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is a proclamation for consideration of declaring the month of June as Pride Month in the city of Clawson. And of all the proclamations that we do, I think the best ones are those that have to do with people. And this one is special because it has to do with people and our times that are getting better, I think, I hope, and we're hopeful, right? As a community, we want to be hopeful. So Whereas the mayor and council of the city of Clawson welcomes and encourages diversity and inclusion within our community, and whereas June 28th, 2022 marks the 53rd anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising in New York City, which sparked the gay rights movement, and in the nationwide month to recognize the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer, questioning, and plus community. And whereas celebrating Pride Month raises awareness and provides support and advocacy for the LGBTQ community and is an opportunity to provide education, engage in dialogue, strengthen alliances, and build understanding. And whereas, while there has been remarkable progress towards acceptance and equality, members of the LGBTQ plus community continue to face discrimination, intolerance, and often hate. And whereas we must commit to supporting LGBTQ plus individuals, in particular our youth, who compared to their peers are far more likely to experience violence and bullying at school, to suffer from depression, to struggle with substance abuse, and to have attempted suicide. And whereas we must remain vigilant in deterring oppression and discrimination against people on the basis of their differences, sex, gender identity, or expression, or sexual orientation. And whereas by protecting the rights of every individual, we enhance and strengthen the value of everyone throughout our entire society. And whereas we affirm our support for LGBTQ plus residents in our community and stand with them to protect their civil rights and their ability to live openly, equally, and without fear. Now therefore it be resolved on the 7th day of June 2022 that the Clawson City Council recognizes the month of June as Pride Month. And we encourage all residents to demonstrate kindness and compassion to all, to celebrate the many unique differences that make each of us precious individuals, and to continue to build a culture in Clawson that celebrates these differences while providing dignity and respect and promoting the principles of equality and liberty for all people during this month and every month. Next item on our agenda is a presentation from our museum curator, Leah Davis. Leah, we look forward to seeing what you have to share with us.
Hello. So, as many of you know, Clawson has many homes that date between 1900 and 1940 that are either past 100 years old or coming up on 100 years old. And over the last few years, we've received a lot of requests from people about, when do I get my plaque that my house is, historical. So we figured we would start a project for that. This will allow homeowners to present the age of their home displayed outside. But this will not come with any historical designation, no tax assessment freezes, grants, or tax rebates. But you also won't have to apply for it, and then you won't have to come to us if you want to make any exterior changes to your home. So there's some positives to that. All plaque costs, shipping, and installation will be covered by the homeowner. And though we're looking for a lot of houses around 100 years old, we will not turn anyone away. So if you've got a 1950s house that you're really proud of, we'll get you a plaque for that one as well. The museum is not making any profits off of this. All of the costs are purely to cover the making and shipment and everything of the plaques. To kick this project off, we actually are going to be doing a bulk order. We figure if we can get enough people interested, we might be able to get a discount. The company that we are going with is called Signature Streetscapes. They make their plaques out of Muskegon, so they're a Michigan-made product. They're also currently working with Corktown on a similar project, so we know they have previous experience with doing something like this. The plaque that they designed for us is 9 inches round. It has 2 holes for installation, and it comes with all of the hardware for that as well. Our plaque actually states Clawson, Michigan on the top, built with the year in the middle, and then 1940 on the bottom for the year that Clawson was became a city. There's 2 different options for plaque material. You can choose either aluminum, which is $147 plus $25 for shipping, and that is made from recycled aluminum. Or you can choose bronze, the pricier option, which is $239 plus $25 shipping as well, and that is made of 85% copper. Any additional characters, such as if your home is a kit home, or if you want the original owner's names or things like that, we would need to do a new, we'd have to have them take a look and see what that would actually cost, because it will cost more. These plaques are made with a high-gloss clear coat and coated with a 3-part urethane paint and baked in industrial ovens. They come with a limited lifetime warranty, and there is a 4-week timeline for them to be made. So they take roughly about 4 weeks, and then you have to factor in shipping as well. The museum, we've actually already ordered ours. We ordered an aluminum one, so we're hoping it will be here by the end of the month. And Jenny from the library graciously said that we can display it there. I figured that's the easiest place for people to see it if they want to actually see the physical one. As I had stated, to initiate the project, we're going to do a big bulk order. Just so that everybody has that option. If anyone is interested in being part of this bulk order, if they can let me know by July 1st, I will then send the numbers into the company the very next day. And I'm going to give them a full week, so till July 8th, just because we have the 4th of July that week, to let me know what we might be able to get as far as a discount. And then I will immediately call everyone, or contact everyone to let them know what that discount is and whether they still want to be a part of it. The payment will be due July 22nd, and then I will actually be placing the bulk order on July 25th. Payment can be made by cash, check, and they did say that we can do electronic invoices as well, so if somebody doesn't want to have to do cash or check, we can do electronic as well. Flyers with all of this information are going to be available here at City Hall, the library, the museum, and if you go to the city's website under the museum resource tab, I did upload copies so people can take a look at those. There is a form on there. It's not an application, but it just kind of has some background information about the house. We can help people look up, who may have owned their home originally. That's just on there, so nobody has to fret if they see that. Plaques can be ordered anytime after this, so this is not a one-and-done thing. This is just to try and get a bulk discount, but anytime after this, if somebody wants one, we can put in singular orders as well. And we're just hoping that this project will add some small town charm and keep everybody proud of their old houses. There is also a photo, I believe, that they're going to be putting up of what the plaque looks like, what they had sent us, so people can take a look at that as well. So, yeah.
Is there a recommendation on where to place the plaques?
No, so online they had done a couple different things. Some people put them actually on their homes. You can also affix them to like a stake in the ground if you don't want to have to actually, put any holes in your house. So there's a couple of different options as far as that. So, yeah.
Okay. I know my aluminum siding isn't 100 years old, but we're getting close to it.
Yeah, nope, that's okay. We won't require anybody to prove that their house looks the same as it did, because even a lot of the kit homes in this area, they've updated, they've added porches, they've added additions and things like that, but it doesn't take away from the fact that your house is, close to 100 years old.
Trust
so
me, I know already, yeah.
yeah.
Will you require proof of the age of the house?
No, I can do some of that through going through our records and looking at addresses, because we have old polk directories and census information and stuff like that. But no, we're not going to require anybody to fully. I mean, we can go to the Oakland County Records Department and take a look at the old mortgages, but yeah.
So you have the information on hand to be able to ascertain the age of the house yourself?
A decent amount. So some of the houses, because we don't have a polk directory for every single year, but we can narrow it down, because there has been a couple of houses that I've done research for where it says the house was built in the 30s, but I have people living there in the 20s. So, and it's the same exact address. The house style is very similar to the other homes around it that were from the 20s. So, yeah, if I need to, I can go to Oakland County and try and help with that. So, yeah.
Can you give us a quick, brief overview of the cost again and your
Yes.
deadline? And you said you're targeting a certain age group, but anyone's welcome to purchase.
Yeah. Most of the people who've contacted us, their houses are right around 100 years old, some of them older. But again, like I said, I didn't want to, cut anybody out, because all these homes have the potential to be 100 at one point. But yeah, so the cost for the aluminum is $147, and then shipping for both of them is $25. The bronze is $239. So this company actually, it sounds like a lot, but I looked at some other historical societies where their plaques are $500+ plus. So these are cast, so unfortunately they tend to cost a little bit, but they're beautiful. So for the timeline, anyone who is interested can let me know. Either you can call the museum, email us, Facebook message me. I've gotten all of those so far. By July 1st, and then I'll contact the company at the very next day. And I expect that by Friday, July 8th, that I should have a response. He's been pretty quick responding with me as to, if we are able to get a discount or not. And then July 22nd, I will require the payments for the bulk order to be due. And then July 25th is when I'll put in that initial order.
Okay, thank you for the recap. That was a lot of information.
Sorry. And that's why we do have the flyers online. The Facebook Live event, the same information's on there too. So I tried to make it as readily available for people. So
Great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, our next item on the agenda will be consideration of entering into a service agreement with IT Right for information technology services. Mr. Raker, I'm going to allow you to give a brief synopsis of what we're doing here, please.
Madam Mayor, just a point of order, I think you skipped item
Did I?
C.
Oh, I did. I'm so sorry. Look, I write all over my paper so I don't skip anything, and then I always skip something because I wrote so much great information about the museum. I am not by any chance wanting to skip the Charter Commission. I value both of you for being here tonight and the work that you're putting in, so come on up and please share with us what's going on. I think I did this to you last time, too. Thank you.
No worries. We're easygoing. So my name is, good evening, everybody, Madam Mayor and Council. We're here this evening to give you an update. My name is Laura Slowinski. I am the Charter Chair, and this is Samantha Hanser-Maynard. I did? Whoa, I was so nervous about that. Anyway, she's also one of our commissioners, and she has been a huge help to me and the commission, so I actually want to just say thank you so much for all of your help. So just to give an update, we've had 11 meetings so far. Our latest task was completed when we interviewed, recommended, then hired our attorney, John Starren. Incredible guy, very helpful. Good news, we will end up under budget this fiscal year by $4,659.26. And that, in case you are asking August, which I'm trying to think of what you're going to say, it does include the next 2 meetings and the stuff that's pending. So we're good. No, you're very helpful when it comes to stuff like that. It's kind of like we're on the same wavelength. That's kind of what I meant. But for the budget that starts July 1st, we asked to receive $30,000, but we're only given $20,000. But since the commission now has an attorney, we are projecting that our expenses to exceed the amount that has been budgeted for us. So when we see it getting closer to that time, we intend to come back and just ask for an additional budget. The commission is currently reviewing the charter page by page. In our last meeting, we made it to page 9. We are working with John and have come up with a really good process for understanding the charter, asking questions, and identifying the big issues. Once we identify those issues, we will start bringing in subject matter experts and getting the public's opinion. So we'll kind of continue that until we get all the way to the end. I believe there's 54 pages. Something like that. Right around 54 pages. So we will be doing our due diligence. So we invite everybody out there to attend our meetings here at City Hall every second and fourth Tuesdays at 6:30 in the community room. Our meetings are live streamed with Merge Live, and they can be found on the Charter Commission YouTube channel. And all of our past meetings are there. So that's all we have. Does anybody have any questions?
I'd like to know what you have found so far that you, in the process, that you didn't expect. And don't say everything, because I know it's all been a glob of stuff.
Okay. What have we found so far?
There's some really fun illegal stuff in the charter. I mean, that's noted, but like things like requiring someone to be a homeowner in order to vote, which is not constitutional in the slightest. So it's interesting that it, made it into a document like that.
Times have changed.
Yes.
Yep, that's pretty much it. There are some information in there that we didn't quite understand. And so what we've been doing is our process is during our meetings, we take the questions and we put them into a Google document, and then the attorney looks at them later and answers our questions. And we figure out, we were kind of categorizing, is it just a legal thing that we can change? Or is this something that we know might be a big issue and we have to get everybody more involved? And so that's kind of how we're categorizing, and we will take care of the smaller stuff, and then as we move forward, we'll continue, and then we'll start getting who we need to be involved. The public, the staff,
Sounds good. Anyone else have any questions? Does anyone in the audience have any questions for our charter commissioners who are here? No? Okay, well, we do appreciate your putting the effort in. You've got a big task. It's kind of exciting, and you're doing a great job, and we really appreciate you. So thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you very much. Our next update will be in October.
It could be rewritten. The whole thing could be finished by then if you go that many.
We hope and pray that is true.
But they're on page 9. Okay.
And if we decide that we want to come earlier than that,
course.
if we get busier, we can ask to come sooner.
You're welcome anytime.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Samantha. Okay, Mr. Raker, I gave you a stall on that one. Now it's your turn again as we go to the correct order of this meeting, and you share with us the information on the IT agreement with IT Right.
Sure, Madam Mayor, I think it might just be best just to simply read this memo, since it's kind of all-encompassing. My memo to council dated June 2nd. In a better effort to provide more transparency on the process in which the city administration has investigated the current information technology standards and cybersecurity needs, we are presenting to you the process that has occurred over the last 15 months and the current recommendation by the city administration. On March 24th, 2021, the City of Clawson issued a request for proposal to provide information technology professional services to the City of Clawson with a deadline to submit the request on April 15th, 2021 at 4 p.m. The city received 15 bids from companies across the state and country. Upon receipt of those proposals, the administration reviewed them, and based on the current needs of Clawson, it was deemed that IT Right would be the service provider that the administration would recommend to the council. The administration provided the recommendation of IT Right to the council on August 4th, 2021. IT Right was in attendance for the presentation and discussion on the proposal. The result was that the city council decided to schedule a workshop regarding the status of information technology within the city administration. That workshop did not happen due to the termination of employment of the city manager at the time. At the March 7th, 2022 city council workshop, for the FY 2021 financial audit completed by Yao and Yao, they provided general recommendations about the importance of cybersecurity that the city should consider. On page 3 of the report, they shared, by placing significant emphasis on evaluating your city's cybersecurity posture and challenging sufficient resource towards proper risk assessment, implementation, and education, will reduce the likelihood of a cybersecurity threat and help lessen the impact of a breach. Based on the emphasis from Yao and Yao in the current environment, the city understands the importance of a stronger, dedicated, and comprehensive approach to information technology, and cybersecurity is necessary. After re-engaging with IT Right upon my employment and over the course of several communications, the city administration is confident in their ability to satisfy our IT needs currently and in the future. The following is a rationalization of why we believe IT Right is the best fit. IT Right will honor the original proposed cost that was submitted over a year ago. IT Right is the lowest reasonable and responsible bid. IT Right will provide 24/7 service versus the 9 to 5 Monday through Friday pay by the hour support we currently have. IT Right has a municipal clientele base of over 450 with familiarity in the needs unlike any other bid. IT Right has a historical and strong relationship with BS&A Software. That is the backbone software platform used by Clawson. This was positively mentioned by other cities during our reference checks. IT Right has no financial penalty contract. IT Right is positively endorsed by the local municipality clients that we contacted. IT Right is willing to provide at no additional cost the hardware specifications for necessary upgrades to which they will be required to bid on, thus ensuring we get the most competitive pricing on hardware acquisition. IT Right honored our request to pay monthly versus their proposed one-time annual payment. To further emphasize, IT Right will work with the city of Clawson as we revamp and strengthen our information technology capabilities. The intent is to have IT Right to provide all services on our current equipment. Additionally, but at no cost, they will conduct a needs assessment and develop the specification for needs hardware, but will be required to bid on the actual hardware acquisition. Based on the bid proposal from IT Right, their background with municipalities, and familiarity with BS&A software, along with the discussions held between their leadership team and the city administration, we are confident that IT Right will be able to provide quality and sufficient services. IT staff, Mr. Randy Allen is here to answer any other additional questions.
Mr. Allen, would you like to come and share anything with us? It's been a while since you've been here.
I believe Tom Conway was here last
Oh,
time.
okay.
so
Well, it's been a while since anyone from IT Right has been here. I wasn't here that day, so I don't know.
That's true. No, I just appreciate the opportunity to come back and approach the council again, and to support the city manager in saying that we're ready, eager, and able to help out. We've already blocked off onboarding days for the first week of July, so right after July 4th, we're ready to hit the ground running. And given our unique relationship with local government, everything south of the state level, so we represent several counties, cities, townships, and villages throughout the state. And because of that, we feel we can, day one, hour one, hit the ground running and start making a positive impact for the city. So I'm happy to entertain any questions about our services or anything that you might not already understand from our proposal.
What communities do you represent that are similar to Clawson in size and scope?
City of Rochester?
Not similar in size or scope? Well, maybe. I guess Rochester would be
Absolutely.
more so.
City of Rochester.
City of Rochester. I
City
was
of
correcting
Rochester,
myself. Thank you. Yeah.
They're about-
I always think Rochester Hills. I used to always think Rochester, but now you always think Rochester
Rochester
Hills.
Hills is a little bit bigger, but yeah,
Yes, it
the
is.
city of Rochester is pretty close to the same size. But I would say that to give you an idea of the range of what we represent, our smallest clients can be just 2 or 3 machines in a server. Our largest clients are over 250 seats. So Pittsfield Township's one of our bigger ones, as an example. Macomb Township is definitely one of our bigger ones, and we represent several counties throughout the state. Clare County is a recent acquisition, Gratiot County, Wexford County, and so forth. I've got regional managers stationed throughout the state. I've got technicians stationed throughout the state, but most of our density of work is actually in this portion of the state. So we're we look at it as the greater Detroit area, so everything on the east portion of the state is where we spend most of our time.
What's your response time? Probably a lot of what you do is remote, right? Can be managed remotely. If we need you, do you have quick, guaranteed response time?
So our SLA is quite quick. So we have several teams. We have a first call response team, which guarantees that you're going to get a live technician as soon as you call. The longest hold times that I've seen in the past several weeks have been upwards of maybe 5 minutes, which is a bit long, but we try to keep that less than 2 minutes on hold. And if we have to roll out field support, we have a project team. If it's a pre-planned project, we have an emergency response team that can come out. Anywhere in the Lower Peninsula, we've been able to get anywhere in the Lower Peninsula within 4 business hours. In this portion of the state, it's typically closer to 2 business hours if it's an emergency situation, just because this is where we spend most of our time. And as the city manager pointed out, we are available nights, weekends, holidays. We stay open late on election night because we understand how important that is. The third quarter of this year, Q3, we are going to have true live support at 2, 3, and 4 in the morning for the police officers and the fire department officials to be able to call in the middle of the night. Right now, we have on-call support. In other words, you leave a message and someone's calling you back within 15 or 20 minutes. But we're going to transition that to a true live third shift that's starting Q3 of this year. So, which law enforcement are going to love that. A lot of the 911 centers that we support are going to appreciate that as well. So,
You mentioned 24/7 support. Are those dealt with locally, or are you going to farm some of that out overseas? You know, with 2, 3 in the morning, it's a tough time here in Michigan.
we will not firm out anything overseas.
So all your respondents are domestic here in
Yes, sir.
Michigan, Midwest area.
It's going to be from around the country because I have help desk folks that work in different spots around the country, but some of it will be the vast majority of it will be from Michigan and from South Carolina. So we have a team in South Carolina that's going to be doing that. But we have to maintain it local as far as at a national level because we have to maintain being lean compliant with the law enforcement network and CJIS compliant. We support a lot of police departments, so in order to maintain that compliancy, we have to continually run background checks and that sort of thing on our employees. And we have a very close relationship with the state of Michigan as a result. And we don't think it would be feasible to farm that out overseas.
All right. So you truly have a graveyard shift working for you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do. What's the longest length of contract or relationship that you've had? And are you still servicing them?
I've got lots. I've got lots. We have several hundred. So I've been here since 2007. City of Perry predates me. Grosse Pointe Farms predates me. I could provide a list.
Okay.
You know,
That's fine.
I could. You know, I would say there's probably more than 100 that predate me.
Okay. And your business model and your expected growth this year, where are you business-wise in the next 10 years?
We're continually growing. We've doubled in size every 3 to 5 years. So IT rights are continually growing. We were quite small in 2007, and now we've got close to 50 employees and growing.
Okay.
We just added more staff this week. I imagine we'll continue to add, 5 to maybe 7 staff members a year, every year, ongoing. So.
Okay.
Okay. And if no one else has any questions, I will say thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
traveling. I know you had to travel to get here. We
Thanks,
appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Do you have anything else, Mr. Riker, you'd like to share regarding this?
No, ma'am.
No? Then I will entertain a motion.
Sure. Madam Mayor, I motion to approve the service agreement between the City of Clawson and IT Right to serve as the primary service provider for information technology for the City of Clawson.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please.
We're Councilman Shepard,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes. Again, thank you, and we look forward to a long, healthy, mutually agreeable, prospering relationship. And we hope to never have to really use you for anything bad, of course.
We had them in Hamtramck and they were amazing. The all-night support for the police department especially was great.
Sir, I just recognized your name when I looked up, and I was like, oh. I remember
And we used you on
Hamtramck.
election night one night in a panic too. It was fantastic. You were right there, so
you,
appreciate it.
sir. I
Welcome
appreciate
to Clawson.
that. Thank you.
Great. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about tonight will be consideration of approving the contract between the City of Clawson and Team Guts on the terms presented in the lease agreement. I see, Team Guts started at Hunter in the fall of 2021 as things were beginning to open up. They had closed their facility due to COVID, and parents were exceptionally cautious due to the special needs of the participants. It began as a trial run to see how many families would be willing to return, and now there are weekly martial arts and Zumba classes as well as a 4-week summer camp. As to Team Guts itself, the organization was built by Todd and Paul Turner, inspired by Todd's daughter Amarissa, who has a dual diagnosis of Down syndrome and autism. In addition to a lifelong passion for sports and helping children, they formed their 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to improving the lives of the special needs community. Their organization provides one-on-one training, fitness classes, strength training, and sports camps. They don't turn anyone away due to financial need, and they provide scholarship assistance when needed. Gina Boyd is here this evening, and she probably wants to tell us something equally wonderful about them and ask us to go ahead and approve that contract. And maybe something else exciting. Gina, surprise us.
No, I really enjoy working with them. I absolutely think we should approve the contract. I granted, not being there every week, I still actually plan on going sometimes because I'm gonna miss seeing everybody because they're awesome. But I don't really want to actually do Zumba class, but if I have to, I suppose I can. But I'd prefer to maybe avoid that part of it. But I think it's a great program. I'm happy that they've found us. So I feel like we're lucky to have them.
Any questions, anyone?
I guess I would like to just say that I personally know the Turners and have had the great honor and privilege to getting to know them and what their organization means to the community. They were originally in Ferndale, and obviously, as you read, they had to find a new home due to COVID. And I just think that they're a finer group of people for what they provide. I don't know if we'd find anything like that, and certainly they're the standard that I would like to try and see have brought to our community. They're just doing great things, so I really appreciate them being here and having them have a home. It's really I really appreciate what they're doing.
Great, and then in reference to the contract, it's a standard contract. We're not giving them anything special.
Nothing crazy, no.
Right?
Mm-mm,
Okay.
no.
Just for clarification, in case anyone wonders, after a blaring response, right? So with that, if there are no other questions, we enter into a motion, please.
Madam Mayor, I move the proposed lease agreement between the City of Clawson and Team Guts be approved as presented.
Awesome.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Shepherd?
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson?
Yes.
Mayor Milan?
Yes.
Guts
Thank you
is a
very
go.
much.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda will be consideration of placing delinquent city billings on the summer 2022 tax roll. Every 6 months, before the taxes are sent out to residents and business owners, the city is able to place the delinquent bills on their respective tax roll. Examples of potential delinquent billings each year consist of rubbish collection, cleanup costs, vacant home inspections, and water bills. The delinquent billing rollover consists of unpaid bills to the city, which are then rolled over onto their tax statement. This year, we are requesting that the following are rolled over into the summer 2022 tax roll. Delinquent water assessments in the amount of $77,041.37. Delinquent vacant home inspections in the amount of $140.70, and delinquent rubbish in the amount of $65. Total delinquent billings for summer 2022 tax roll equals $77,247.07.
I guess I have a question. This is rolled onto their tax bill and it remains unpaid. Does it become part of a tax lien or a separate lien on the property?
Madam Mayor, I believe it does end up going eventually to the county, and then they have a method of assessing what does get paid, and not everything always makes the cut and eventually makes it back to the city. Some things may not make it, like rubbish, may not be something that gets collected on, but it gives us the first chance to collect it on the tax bills here locally before it eventually ends up going to the county.
Okay.
Someone like to make a motion?
Madam Mayor, I move to place the delinquent city billings on the summer 2022 tax roll.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Anderson?
Yes.
Mayor Milan?
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd?
Yes.
And then just out of curiosity, how do these numbers line up with what we do at with our last numbers? I'm always curious.
So I'm glad that you brought that up because I did speak with Nick about this issue, and because in the past, due to COVID, the collection process was a little bit more lenient, and so there's roughly about a 10% increase just because there's,
People that
we're
work.
collecting now. So
Okay, interesting. Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda would be old unfinished business. Does anyone have any old unfinished business? Good answer. We'll move to public comments for items not on the agenda. If you're here this evening and you would like to speak with us about something not on the agenda, please make your way to the podium. Good evening.
Hello, Ms. Mayor and Council. Bobby Lawrence from State Senator Marshall Bullock's office. It's good to see everyone, but also just want to let you know that we're excited about this opportunity and just want you all to know that we're here and we care. So if you have anything or your constituents, I'll be in the back and I have my card, so we're here to help. That's all I have. Thank you.
That's good. Thank you. We'll always take help.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak?
Hi.
Hi.
So kind of a little outside scope, maybe. With recent things happening in the world, I'm not going to go into too far into detail, but I know we've had a lot of changeover with the sergeant, and we're also having changeover with the superintendent at schools. I just wanted to make known to you, city manager, and council as a whole, city as a whole, how much I found it great to see police presence at schools, not in a way of an authority. My kids went to Shawm. One of them still does. Having the police officer, and I always forget his name, someone always reminds me, but he was there every day, walking kids across the street. He wasn't there, but to just make everybody's day better. Just having that positive community input, I think, is invaluable. It brings a lot of security to parents and students. I know my daughter, who's in middle school, says that she feels very safe knowing, they're right here. However, just kind of expanding that in a way that's just a positive impact, I hope is brought forward with all the changeover, and that's just what I wanted to say. So hopefully we can continue that.
Thank you, Erin. I agree with you. When my son was in school and played sports, even at the park, right? So when the kids are out there playing baseball or football or whatever they do there, the police officers in our community are exceptional. They will often stop their car, pull the football out, and play with the kids. I think it's great that they know who they are and that they know them as a friendly face and not as a face of someone to fear or as a face just when there is an issue, right? Like if we build those comfort relationships, then it helps. It helps everyone, unfortunately, when trying things come. But we do have an exceptional police department, fire department. Our people are engaged, and that's part of the joy of this community, I think, is just to see people who go that extra to make those relationships when they could be doing nothing, right? But they choose to do those things. So thank you for bringing that forward, because we don't say enough good things about what we have going on in this community, and I appreciate that. So now that I talked, does anybody else have anything else they'd like to offer today? No? Okay, then we will move to the city attorney's report.
Madam Mayor, members of council, nothing in particular this evening. I just wanted to do a shameless plug and thank the city manager and the assistant city manager with their concerning their help to me in negotiating the contract with IT Right. We had a little bit of a sticky provision that you didn't see tonight, and you didn't see it because they were really helpful in that regard. And they spent a lot of time assisting me, getting me in touch with IT Right, and really pushing forward something that they didn't necessarily have to do, but they did outstanding. And at first I was just going to send them an email, but I thought it was appropriate that it be done in public. So thank you. Other than that, there's an ordinance that is sort of lingering from before that we were collecting information on and public input that we're going to be bringing forward to you concerning rental units in the city. I'll do so, we will do so, looking forward to starting the next meeting. I think we've collected all the information that we needed to thus far. Other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
When you're talking about rental units and information, if you recall, I have concern with certain types of units. We discussed it previously, and it was kind of brushed over, and I'm hoping that will be something you'll bring back as well.
I'm happy to, and if you want to provide me something specific, I do remember your comment, if that's,
I would specifically like to know what can be done about a resident who has 6 roommates, right? Paid roommates. They will all tell you they're paid. And then, which is great, it's great, except it's not great for the neighbors who are jockeying for space and stuff, right? And I know of a couple different situations in the community because I've heard other people talk about it as well. So I would think when I did my own not great investigation, that would be something like a boarding house. And I believe we should have some teeth to something like that as well, and whatever you can do to bring forward so that, people who've owned their properties forever and plan on staying for a while have the comfort of a neighborhood still and don't have to feel like they're living in a college town.
Yeah, obviously.
For lack of a better
yes.
term.
Yeah, I remember your comment. You made a similar comment last time, so it wasn't lost on me. I'll provide the information. Obviously, council will make determination. It'll be your ordinance at the end of the day, so whatever council directs, absolutely. Goes without saying.
Yeah, I just want the opportunity to address it.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
That goes without saying.
Anyone else have anything for Mr. Anushai? Great, then we'll go to our city manager's report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just to answer the comment from citizens' comments in regards to future coordination in collaboration with the school district, that is something that was ongoing with outgoing Mr. Wilson, I believe it is, and incoming Mr. Billy Schellenberger. We do plan on having multiple meetings and developing an agenda that we potentially, hopefully, one day will have some type of meeting between our 2 elected bodies. So. And then also, I just wanted to bring attention to the fact that next city council meeting on the 21st, your Clawson Volunteer Fire Department will be here in their service dress blues to be recognized by a proclamation for the observation of their 100th anniversary. This will also give Fire Chief Troy Engel the opportunity to explain to the community all that's in store for the upcoming 4th of July holiday. Pending your questions, that's my report.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilmember Shepherd.
Just want to give a shout out to Coach Haney. This is more of an announcement. Clawson Trojan Youth Baseball Camp will be held on June 27th, 28th, and 29th from 9 to noon on those dates. I believe you still can sign up for that. And we participated in that last year. They do a tremendous job, and it's only $50. You can't find anything like that. And certainly I wanted to mention it because we have declining enrollment in our baseball program, and obviously, as everyone is aware, it's a passion of mine, and I want to make sure that people get their involvement in that. And if you have any questions, I can send out the flyer if necessary. But that's it. They do a great job. That's it.
Thanks. How about you, Councilman Anderson?
I have no comment at this time.
Okay, so first I would like to say thank you to Mr. Raker, the DPW, Fire Department, Police Department, Library. Gina, you're probably in on this too. Everyone who had a hand in making our Memorial Day in Clawson really special. It was just a very, very well-attended event, which was great, but it was also very heartfelt, and it was extremely special. And again, what makes Clawson great, the people and the opportunity to do little things like what were done. And I say little because I didn't have to do any of them. Mr. Raker pulled some strings. That was great. I just want to say thank you for that because those things make a difference in our community and make us proud to be part of Clawson. So, other than that, I would like to say congratulations to all of our graduates out there. You're probably not watching here, you're probably not our demographic, but if you have a graduate or you know a graduate, give them this message. Congratulations from the Clawson City Council. We're really proud of you. We want you to go out there and do really well. But most importantly, graduation season makes people act really stupid and make not the smartest decisions all the time. Don't be that graduate. Go out, have fun, and be safe. That's my message for that. I'm going to say I forgot to bring my piece of paper that tells all of the great events at the library, and there are always great events at the library, so please go online and look at their upcoming activities because they're going to be great. And other than that, on June 12th, we have our Summer Park Market at the City Park again. Music will be by Oak City Roots. It is Touch a Truck Day, which if you have little ones, they love to climb and touch the trucks. And our DPW, police and fire will actually allow them to pick up some of their gear and stuff and climb in. And it's super cute, great photo ops. Hopefully there's no rain and it's all good. There's also obstacle inflatables from 10 to 12. You have to wear socks for that. So get outside of your summer gear, put some socks in mom's bag, and then come climb and jump and have a great time. And other than that, I can't think of anything, so I'm going to wish everyone a really happy night and see you back here on the 21st or whenever we come back, right? June 21st. Thank you very much, everyone.
Madam Mayor, I motion to adjourn.
Oh, the details. Yes, we probably should do
support.
that. All in favor?
Milan?
Why can't you do it my way just once?
It's in the charter. Trust me, we're going to change that.
Sure, now we're gonna
We're gonna
now
change
we pay
that.
attention to the charter?
We're going to
Seriously?
change that. They're talking about changing that already.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Shepherd?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
I think I might be able to catch the tail end of my game.